Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to EDU News. Tonight we have an exciting special report from reporter Megan Weed about inquiry-based learning.
Inquiry-based learning is a hot topic in the education world. You've probably heard about it, and you might be wondering what it is. Inquiry-based learning is a partnering approach that emphasizes inquiry. This may sound simple, but inquiry is much more than asking questions. Inquiry-based learning promotes students to seek resolutions to questions while they construct their own knowledge. They seek the information and convert it to knowledge through questioning and engaging in the classroom. The emphasis in an inquiry-based classroom shifts from what we know to how we come to know. And I'm just getting word that as we speak, there is a live press conference being held by a smart lady about inquiry-based learning. Let's go live to that conference.
Research shows that today's students are not equipped with the tools they need to be successful in the 21st century. They struggle to see connections between content and the real world. One advantage of inquiry-based learning is that it helps them make these valuable connections. With traditional approaches, students are often discouraged from asking questions and struggle with problem-solving skills as a result. Another advantage of inquiry-based learning is that it encourages students to think creatively and collaboratively to solve problems, which helps develop valuable skills and other habits of mind that will last a lifetime. Now I'll open the floor to questions about this exciting approach. Sir?
Isn't it difficult to teach using an inquiry approach when we have all of these curriculum expectations to meet?
Well, that is a common concern, but the research shows that focusing on big ideas rather than on specific curriculum expectations often lead to and exceed these curriculum expectations. Ma'am, you have a question?
Inquiry-based learning sounds like the students run the class. If I let go and allow them to self-direct their learning, won't that lead to chaos and lack of understanding?
That is a valid concern. It may be difficult, but it's important for educators to realize that students are capable of high-level thinking. We guide them as they learn on their own. It may take some practice, but when implemented effectively, inquiry-based classrooms don't have to be chaotic. That's all I have for today. Thank you.
The roles of the teacher in the inquiry-based classroom are similar to those of other partnering classrooms. The teacher is there to guide the students as they learn on their own. In the inquiry-based classroom, this guiding means ensuring the students move from initial curiosity onto the path of effective inquiry. The teacher must find exciting and creative ways to introduce topics that will invoke curiosity and effective inquiry. The teacher must also model how to ask effective questions and how to effectively investigate a topic. To talk about this further, I reached out to Miss Lauren Asbury, an inquiry teacher. Miss Asbury, what are your thoughts on inquiry-based learning?
In inquiry-based learning, students get to actually ask the questions, and they get to pose questions and then come up with their own answers. By doing this, they get to be actively engaged in the learning process. So when they're actively engaged, they are able to learn more and just be able to see the whole scientific process.
As noted in the press conference earlier today, people tend to view inquiry-based learning as inadequate when it comes to meeting curriculum standards. To discuss the curriculum standards in the inquiry classroom, I reached out to another inquiry teacher. Other teacher lady, what have you noticed in your classroom when it comes to curriculum standards?
I think it's our job to make sure we know all the outcomes, and the really interesting thing is that when I'm doing, like for example, our What Makes a Great Story inquiry unit, it wasn't just a language arts. We pulled in almost every other curriculum to supplement that, and so it was really wonderful. You go through the curriculum afterwards and you go, wow, like I hit this and hit this and hit this.
Like with other partnering pedagogies, the focus is on the student in the inquiry-based classroom. The student is an active learner and a member of a collaborative learning community. In other words, the student must contribute to collaborative inquiry with their students, with their fellow students in the inquiry-based classroom. The student process in the inquiry-based classroom involves open-ended investigations into a problem or topic. The students participate in evidence-based reasoning and problem solving. To gain insight about the student perspective in an inquiry-based classroom, I reached out to students in an inquiry-based classroom. Cute Kid, what do you think about inquiry-based learning?
I like working with your friends and gathering information from different places, from books, the computers, to internet.
Thank you for your response, adorable child. I also like working with others to complete tasks. That's why I love inquiry-based learning. Now let's ask one of your fellow classmates. Other cute child, what do you like about inquiry-based learning?
I like inquiry because I just learn a lot, and I mostly like working with other people, and I like being curious.
Research shows that students learn more deeply if given the opportunity to participate in activities that require creative thinking and problem solving. And inquiry-based learning is a great way to put this into action. An obstacle to overcome, however, is the opposition to change. There is a deeply held view that it's easier and more efficient to just tell the students what you need them to know instead of allowing them to come to that understanding on their own. This is no longer the case. Let's face it, information is readily available. What we need to instill in our students is the ability to obtain that information and how to make sense of it. And inquiry-based learning is a great way to do this.